Spanish comparatives are used to compare two people, things, or actions. And Spanish has three main types of comparatives: equality, inequality, and verb forms. In English, the formation of comparatives has an intensifier and a conjunction for long adjectives, but short adjectives receive more letters. In Spanish, this structure is similar, but with no additional letters, so the pattern will always use an intensifier. Let's see the first type, equality. This type has two patterns for a comparative: tan plus an adjective plus como, which makes as, and tanto, tanta, tantos, tantas, plus a noun plus como, making as much or as many as. The key idea is that tan is needed for adjectives and adverbs, and that tanto is used with nouns, agreeing in gender and number. A few examples are: María es tan alta como Ana. Tengo tantos libros como tú. Now, let's see the second type, inequality. This type also has two patterns: más plus an adjective plus que, which makes more than, and menos plus an adjective plus que, making less than. This structure is very similar to English and is used a lot in spoken Spanish. Some examples are: Este libro es más interesante que ese. Juan es menos alto que Pedro. As a note, when comparing numbers, use de instead of que, as in tengo más de $20. Now, let's see the third type, which uses verb forms, having only one pattern: a verb plus más or menos plus que. Some examples are: Estudio más que antes. Ella trabaja menos que su hermano. After comparatives, it's important to see superlatives, which express the highest or lowest degree in a comparison. In Spanish, there is a distinction between two types: a relative superlative, meaning the most or the least, and an absolute superlative, meaning very or extremely. While English adds letters to short adjectives and uses an intensifier for long adjectives, Spanish has a different pattern. A relative superlative is used when comparing something within a group, which is equivalent to the English most or least. The formation has definite articles plus más or menos plus an adjective plus de. This pattern is important because agreement matters in the articles. Although it's a long formation, it's quite simple to understand because intensifiers will always be used. A few examples are: María es la más inteligente de la clase. Este es el menos caro de todos. Moreover, an absolute superlative is used without comparison to others, and there are two ways to make it. The first is to use muy plus an adjective, as in El libro es muy interesante. The second is to use the suffix ísimo, ísima, ísimos, ísimas, affected by gender and number, but this method is more expressive. The formation will remove the final vowel from an adjective which will agree in gender and number, adding ísimo in the end, like in alto, altísimo, fácil, facilísimo, caro, carrísimo. Some superlatives will change in spelling, such as rico, riquísimo, largo, larguísimo, feliz, felicísimo. This is done to preserve the hard sounds of the consonants. After knowing how to form Spanish comparatives and superlatives, the last thing to know is that some common adjectives have irregular forms that do not use más or menos. This is similar to English, where some words completely change form to sound better, like good, better, best, bad, worse, worst. Spanish has more irregularities, but they are predictable. On the left, the adjectives are in their basic form: bueno, malo, grande, pequeño. In the middle, we can see their irregular forms: mejor, peor, mayor, menor. As a note, mayor and menor are often used with age, and this nuance matters because it is possible to use an intensifier with grande and pequeño, but this would emphasize the size of something. Some examples are: este restaurante es mejor que aquel. Su situación es peor que antes. Mi hermano es mayor que yo. Aside from comparatives, such words are also irregular in the superlative form, which uses definite articles. El mejor, el peor, el mayor, el menor. A few examples are: ella es la mejor estudiante. Este es el peor día. Overall, this is how comparatives and superlatives fully work in Spanish. To have a more conceptual insight, we can remember them as having three layers: structure-driven, agreement-driven, and lexical exceptions. Mastering all three can make your Spanish sound natural in practice and speech.